Is unity under siege by multiculturalism and uniformity? The Hindu key to true unity. What if the way we pursue unity is actually tearing us apart? We see this everywhere in our politics, our communities, even our workplaces. There is this intense pressure to either conform completely or, on the other side, there is deep societal distrust that just keeps communities walled off. For too long, we have been sold a deception about what unity truly means. We've been convinced that to be united, we must be uniform. This leads to the first deception, uniformity, the belief that if we are all the same, there will be no conflict, which insists that a single iron standard across everything, faith, culture, identity, language, etc., as the only way to avoid chaos and bring unity. Then comes the second deception, multiculturalism, a model that sounds so positive yet often leaves us fragmented. This model doesn't demand sameness. It simply asks that we either stay distinct or blend. It's like a salad bowl, where each ingredient keeps its flavor, or a melting pot, where everything merges into one dish. These two models tell us that our differences are a problem to be solved, rather than a strength to be celebrated. Today, we're going to unpack this deception, explore its origins, and discover a path to true, lasting unity. Stick around, because with ancient wisdom and modern stories, we'll uncover the time-tested path to unity. Let's get started. Uniformity, the monocultural trap. Imagine a world where every song has the same tunes. Every dish tastes identical. Every prayer is recited in the same words. Everyone dresses in the same attire, speaks the same language, or thinks the same way. No variety, no choice, just one monoculture. That's uniformity, where unity is envisioned by enforcing a single standard across faith, belief, culture, language, or identity. Think of it as creating a single mold everyone must fit into. This is unity by subtraction. It's a mechanism that doesn't just want you to be the same, it requires you to forget you were ever different. It aims for ultimate efficiency, a world where every process is standardized, every voice sings the same note. Uniformity demands unity by erasing differences, breeding intolerance through a culture of superiority. If there's only one right way, then every other way is wrong. Picture a dominant religious group demanding that minority faiths convert or to be exterminated through marginalization, wiping out diverse spiritual traditions. Or a dominant group imposing its dressing code or festivals, dismissing other customs or traditions as lesser or primitive, marginalizing entire communities. Think of a government banning minority languages in schools to forge one national identity, erasing linguistic heritage, all in the name of unity through one identity. That rigidity extends into the intellectual and artistic worlds too. When a powerful ideological or religious imposition pressures scholars, workers, and artists to adopt a single narrative or authority as standard or universal, silencing alternate or unique voices by portraying others who do not comply as divisive, therefore fostering disunity. That's how uniformity enforces its peace, a very rigid, temporary peace. Uniformity's strength? It builds a strong, cohesive identity and simplifies governance, or fosters religious control by having fewer variables to manage. But the cost is catastrophic. It will eventually kill diversity, alienate anyone who doesn't fit, and fundamentally stifles creativity and innovation. Fostering unity through uniformity creates us versus them divides and fuels societal prejudice, crushing diversity's vibrant spark. Multiculturalism, the double-edged sword. When we talk about unity, the first word that often comes up is multiculturalism. We usually imagine one of two things. One is the melting pot, like a stew, where different cultures merge into one generic identity. Or the salad bowl, where every ingredient stays distinct, keeping its own flavor. Sounds ideal, right? But here is the catch. Multiculturalism is a double-edged sword. Its methods can actually erode the very diversity it aims to protect by diluting identities, excluding non-conformists, or imposing new norms. The two critical risks. First, the melting pot risk, which is dilution. When cultures blend, the pressure is immense. The unique flavors disappear. Minorities who hold onto their distinctiveness are often pressured to conform, subtly labeled as intolerant, unintegrated, or outsiders. This isn't unity. It's the slow, silent death of distinct identities. The biggest group often sets the standard, and true diversity is watered down to the lowest common denominator. When the pot melts, you lose all the unique flavors in the process. Second, the salad ball risk, which is exclusion and domination. In the salad ball, where distinct groups coexist, conflict arises from power dynamics. Picture this. Some groups refuse to integrate due to their expansionist ideologies, who are more organized and funded, or have the necessary resources to overpower others. They just dominate the shared space. They might impose new norms like specific dress codes, food regulations, or sideline the voices of smaller communities. They claim multicultural rights while simultaneously excluding or marginalizing those who don't fit their definition. These dynamics, dilution or domination, don't build resilience. They create hierarchies, distrust, and societal division. Over time, multiculturalism undermines its own goals. Picture an exclusivist or dominant group, backed by legal privileges, treating other or unorganized communities as lesser, sidelining their voices in societal decisions. This double risk creates societal distrust, pushing marginalized communities further to the edge. The system designed to celebrate diversity ends up erasing the very spark it promised to protect. Oneness in diversity. This brings us to the third model of unity, inspired by the ancient Hindu wisdom, oneness in diversity. This is where unity is achieved not by sameness, not by blending or combination, not by enforcing, but by embracing differences as actual strengths. Every thread keeps its own vibrant color, but it contributes to this incredibly complex whole. Diversity is best embodied by a model as old as the 5,000-year legacy of Hindu tradition. It starts with the very understanding of truth itself. The foundational knowledge comes from the scriptures. The Rig Veda says, Ekam sat vipra bahudha vadanti, truth is one, but the wise express it in many ways. The core idea is that the ultimate truth is singular, but there are countless equally valid paths to get there. If you truly accept that, why would you ever demand someone abandon their path for yours? That idea is echoed in the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says, as people approach me, so I receive them. It's an embrace of diverse forms of devotion, love, knowledge, and action. No single rigid approach is demanded. You can actually see this play out in the real world. Kumbh Mela is a perfect example. It's this massive festival that unites incredibly diverse sampradayas, different paths, different ascetic groups, each with their own distinct, sometimes wildly varied practices. And they all gather in a shared pursuit of spiritual harmony. They interact and participate without one sect demanding conformity from the others. That is the essential insight. Diversity preserves uniqueness, which fosters resilience and drives creativity. The unity here isn't enforced, it's organic, and that's why it's so long-lasting. This tapestry model doesn't just happen by accident. For diversity to actually work, all the stakeholders involved have to adhere to the spirit of these ideals as a matter of principle. That's the crucial pivot point. The strength of diversity isn't sameness, it isn't blending. It requires specific defined structures. The 4 pillars of oneness in diversity. Oneness in diversity is powerful. It makes us resilient, creative, and sustainable. But for this vision to truly succeed, we must commit to the core spiritual principles of Hindu thought. These principles are the non-negotiable foundation for a harmonious, diverse society. 1. Oneness amidst multiplicity. We must recognize that all paths and forms of worship are valid expressions of the single divine reality. This means abandoning all exclusive claims. It's time to stop saying, "My way is the only way." 2. Dharma and Ahimsa. Uphold ethical duty rooted in compassion and absolute non-violence, not just physical, but ideological. This commitment to Ahimsa requires rejecting all manipulative conversion tactics and truly embracing Sarv Dharma Sambhava, genuine, equal respect for all paths. 3. Strengthen your roots, find common ground, deepen your practice within your own tradition. An authentic individual inspires others. This is about being strong in your own identity, not about forcing everyone into uniformity. 4. Educate for unity. We must use ancient wisdom, the Vedas and Upanishads, to reveal the deep, underlying spiritual unity. We need to actively counter dogmatic, divisive, and exclusivist thinking in our communities and education. Any group that stands against these principles needs to reevaluate its path. Unity isn't about blending. It's about embracing our differences to create something stronger. Oneness in diversity succeeds when diverse groups respect that different religions, cultures, languages, and communities can pursue truth or purpose in their own ways without one being superior. All groups are included without requiring them to abandon their unique identities, fostering a collaborative environment where everyone contributes their unique strengths to a common goal, fostering creativity and resilience. These principles make diversity resilient, uniting faiths, cultures, and communities without erasing their spark, unlike the fragile unity of uniformity or the deluded unity of multiculturalism. What's your take on unity? Drop a comment below, like, and subscribe for more deep dives into ideas that shape our world. Until next time, keep exploring, keep uniting.